Wouldn't it be amazing if every time you published a book, you had a list of thousands of people you could notify about that book? Well, in this video, I'm going to show you how to do exactly that. What's up, guys? Dave Jacobson here, best-selling author and book publisher. And in this video, I'm going to show you the exact strategy that I use to grow my mailing list and make sure that almost everyone who purchases my books signs up for that mailing list. So without further ado, let's jump into the video. I'm going to shrink my melon size head here. And you can see that for starters, I've brought us over here to a website. Now, the reason I brought you here is I wanted to show you step one of how to grow your mailing list. So the first step is to create a mailing list and to create a landing page where you can get people to sign up for that mailing list. And this is an example of a website or web page that I built here for one of my books. So the book is called The Hatter's Hat. And as you can see, there's some information here about a treasure hunt because there's a treasure hunt in this book. And this book is available for sale on Amazon, as you can see here. So there's information about the book. There's some information about social proof and why you should buy it. But then at the bottom of this page, you'll see that I have this sign up form, right? And so everyone who signs up for this to join the hunt, which is the treasure hunt associated with this book, will be added to my mailing list, right? So I'm just collecting their email address, their first name, and their last name. Now, I'm going to show you the secret in this video of how you can make sure that most people that sign up for your book actually also sign up for your mailing list. But before I get to that secret, I'm just covering the basics here, right? So step one is you need to create a mailing list, and you need a place on the website, on the internet, where you actually have a form similar to this one, where you're collecting email address, first name, last name, and consent, right? And then once somebody signs up on that list, then they're added to your mailing list. And you can use platforms like MailChimp, which I'm showing you here, or Constant Contact, or SendGrid to actually email that list in the future. And this is an invaluable tool for authors because otherwise people aren't going to know when you put out your next book, right? So you own your mailing list once you develop it, and having the ability to mail people when you publish a book is what's going to allow you to get reviews very quickly, and it's going to allow you to get more book sales whenever you launch a book. So this, in my opinion, is the most valuable tool you can have as an author, namely your mailing list, right? So you're going to create your mailing list. But let's say we already have this, right? We have our mailing list already created, and we have a mechanism for actually getting people to sign up for your mailing list. So now I'm going to share this Word document here, which I created for the purposes of this video. And as you can see here, the title of this document is The Key to Growing Your Mailing List as an Author. And it's a 3-step process, okay? So the first step of the process, which I've already revealed to you, is that you have to create a mailing list, right? And you need a landing place or someplace on the internet, a landing page or someplace on the internet where people can sign up for your mailing list. So if you've already got that created, congratulations, kudos to you. You've really done a lot of the hard work already. So step two, once you've created your mailing list and once you have a landing page or a place where people can actually sign up for your mailing list. Step two is to tell people about your mailing list, right? Let them know it exists. This is a lot of times authors don't do this, right? They have a mailing list. It's somewhere out there in the universe, but they're not even telling the people who are buying their book about it. So the first step is you want to tell people about your mailing list. And the best way to do that is to put a page somewhere in the back of your book that lets them know you have a mailing list. Please sign up at this location, xyz.com, right? And so I note here in the 3-step process that you can do this in your book. And I highly recommend that every book that you publish has some mention toward the end of about your mailing list, right? So that's going to get us halfway there, okay? We've got a mailing list. We've got a landing page where people can actually sign up for our mailing list. And then we're notifying people about the mailing list. You're telling your customers, the people who are already your fans because they bought your book, you're telling them that this mailing list exists on some location on the internet. And if you've done that, if you've gotten that far, congratulations to you. You've almost hit a home run, but you're not quite there yet. And the reason you're not quite there yet is because people do not sign up for mailing lists for no reason, right? People are busy. People don't have time to go to your website and to sign up for your mailing list unless they're getting something in value in return, right? People, even if they love you as an author, even if they've read a bunch of your books, right, and they know who you are, most people, their thought process is, oh, I really like this book, and oh, that's cool, they have a mailing list, but I'm not going to go right now to sign up for it, right? So this is where step 3 comes in. And step 3 is mission critical. And now I'm going to get into the secret sauce of how you can actually grow your mailing list as an author. And step 3, big reveal here, is that you need to incentivize people to join your mailing list. And I'm going to give you an example of exactly how this works in a second, right? So you need to provide them something of value in return for signing up for your mailing list. Now, if you do this last step, you're going to be ahead of 95% of all authors in terms of your email list growth potential. A lot of authors have mailing lists. A lot of authors even have something in the back of their book telling people about their mailing lists. But they neglect this third step, which is really the key to the whole operation, right? You need to dangle that carrot. You need to incentivize people to join your mailing list. Now, I'm going to give you an example of how this works, right? So this is a book I recently published called Best Riddles for Kids, Teens, and Adults. And it's a great book. People are loving it. You know, it's great, especially if you have a family. My kids love reading through these riddles and trying to answer them. So I highly recommend it if you're interested in that kind of thing. But what I want to point out for the purpose of this tutorial is that towards the back of the book, I have what's called the Hatter's Riddle. It's the master riddle of the book, right? And it's basically a challenge. Can you solve the master riddle, right? And I say here in the book, the first person to correctly identify the solution to this riddle will be the proud new owner of a real-life treasure chest. Images of the treasure chest and details are available at wonderlandtreasure.com, right? So this takes us back to the landing page that I was just telling you about, and I'm going to go back and show you that on this landing page, right, there's actually a section here for the book Best Riddles. And if you click on that, it talks about the Best Riddles books, right? Number 1 and 2, there's volume 1 and 2, talks about where you can buy it, right? But it also shows you a picture of this treasure chest. And this treasure chest, you can, whoever solves the master riddle first actually will win this treasure chest. And this is really something that I'm doing, right? And this is an amazing treasure chest. It's got gold in there. It's got silver. It's got some amazing gems. So this is a real life tangible benefit, right? For anybody who picks up my book, if they can solve the master riddle, then they can potentially win this treasure chest, right? And so that gets us to step 3, which is you need to incentivize people. So I also note in this book, now this is the key to the mailing list part, right? The first person to submit the correct solution to the Hatter's Riddle will be declared the winner. Only one guess per week. For details on how to submit your answer, and this is the key to this whole video, to sign up to receive updates, in other words, to sign up for my mailing list, visit wonderlandtreasure.com. So people come to this website if they have this book and they're interested in that Master Riddle Challenge. Well, guess what? They have to come to this landing page to sign up to get updates and find out, hey, is the treasure still available? They need to sign up for the mailing list in order to find that out, right? So I provided a real life tangible benefit. And folks, this works, okay? Just asking people to sign up for your mailing list does not work. But if you give them a real life value of exchange, something in return for signing up for your mailing list, almost everybody who purchases this book signs up for my mailing list. I almost have a 1-for-1 ratio. And the reason is I'm giving someone tangible benefit for signing up for the list. And that's how it's done, folks. So if you've enjoyed this video or got value out of it, I ask that you please consider subscribing and liking the video, and I'll see you next time.